Hello internet friends, Chris Masto here. Quick video here because something interesting happened, or at least it was interesting to me, and I didn't find much about it online, so I kind of wanted to see if people know about this or if this is a thing. But I recently had a bunch of old computers that I was previously using as web servers and stuff. And I finally decided to e-cycle them because they're so ancient that they're not worth anything. But I pulled the hard drives out to see if I could get any data off of them before I throw them away and at least erase them. So I have this old Western Digital WD-400. This is a whopping 40 gigabyte hard drive to give you some idea of the age of these machines. So I plugged it in and it did absolutely nothing. No, not even ticking, not even an attempt to spin up, which is really weird. I've certainly had drives before where they've had stiction problems or various issues, but they at least make some noise. So when I gave this power, it did absolutely nothing. So the next thing I tried was hooking it up to a bench supply so I could see what sort of current draw there was. I was getting half an amp on the 5-volt connection, which seemed a little high to me, but in any event, it wasn't doing anything. So I thought maybe I'll take this board off. We can pop this controller board off the back, and then at least there might be an obviously damaged component or something like that, since it seemed like the problem is electronic and not mechanical. So I took the board off. There's just a few screws there. One thing though is that the board was really stuck on there. I thought maybe they taped it down or something like that, because it was really, I had to pry it off. And I had to pry off, there's this foam underneath that was really stuck to the board and stuck to the drive. But what's interesting about it is the foam is not actually sticky. It doesn't feel sticky at all, and yet when I put it on here, it sticks on. So anyway, that'll be relevant in a minute, because I took a look at this board. Let's take a look under the microscope just so I can show you what I'm talking about here. At first glance, I didn't see anything wrong with it. This is just residue from that foam. And you know, I'm looking around. Of course, I'm looking for some sort of blowouts here, and that's why it wasn't obvious to me until I started looking closer and closer. I was kind of looking. Let me see if I can get a view here. This is the first chip here where I took a really close look. Let's see if we can get in there. My microscope camera has a little trouble with the light at the zoom level, so I'm gonna crank that up, maybe shine a flashlight on it, because I noticed when I started looking at this, you might be able to see it there. There is some fuzziness on these pins, and if I move around here, maybe I can find this one. Yeah, this is the one that caught my eye. Can you see that green spot there? There's literally a green spot right there. So then I started looking at it more closely, and it might be hard to see because of the camera. Let me see if I can focus this a little bit better. Need to get a higher resolution microscope camera, I guess. But these pins have like gunk on them. They almost look like, it looks like water damage corrosion, even though I know that this drive is not in any way water damaged. It was sitting inside of this server the whole time. Not in a particularly humid environment. I have a whole bunch of other hard drives from some from the same machine that are perfectly fine. So then I went and I took a look at the main controller chip here, and if I can get this as focused as it's going to be, same deal. You might be able to make it out here. These pins are kind of fuzzy. If I move around here, we might find some. Yeah, look, these. Yeah, I think you can definitely see that even with the camera. There is some green fuzz. More over here. More over here. So the more I looked, the worse it got. I think there's a voltage regulator or something over here. Yeah, where you can, again, if I get the light on it, green right there in the corner. And some of these capacitors, once I found them, once I knew what I was looking for, they look absolutely wrecked. They look like they've had battery acid or something on them. It's got that really corroded look. So the only thing I can think that must have happened here is that this foam that they put between the board and the drive body here. I know that some foams react with stuff over time, and this definitely must have, as it was sitting there for years and years and years. This has about 2002, and this is over. I'm gonna do the math. Oh my God! Think about having a 21-year-old hard drive. Yeah. So over those literally decades sitting there, it must have just either outgassed some kind of corrosive something or other, or maybe it's got a kind of a liquid, it let out some kind of water or something, or just the chemicals in the foam. It was not ever tested or designed to sit there for so long, but unfortunately it has completely destroyed this board. So at this point, I'm pretty sure this is unsalvageable, and unless I could I could go online and try to find somebody selling one of these drives on eBay, but very likely it's going to have the same problem. So I did kind of Google around. It was like Western Digital, foam, corrosion. Couldn't find anything, which is kind of weird. Again, the bottom here that wasn't touching any of that foam looks fine. But this side where it was up against this foam, you can see the indentations in there from where the chips were pressing into it. Completely destroyed them. So that is unfortunate, because like I said, mechanically this drive is probably fine, and electrically though, this controller board is toast, because that corrosion, I'm sure it's you could just see where it was seeping into those chips and underneath them. And I guess I can try. I do have an ultrasonic cleaner. I guess I can try throwing it in there. The worst that can happen is nothing, so maybe I'll give it a shot, but I'm pretty sure that this is wrecked. Too bad. Foam can be the enemy of electronics, certainly if you let it sit there for 20 years. All right, that's all I got. See you in the next one. Bye.